Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Our practice today will be a yoga flow to debloat. This will be a nice, gentle yoga practice, and we will be using a few props for it. Now, if that sounds good to you, roll out your mat, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now for our practice today, we will be using a couple of props. I have 2 bolsters and 2 blocks, but if you do not have bolsters or blocks at home, that's okay. You can use just about anything else. You can grab a couple of pillows or maybe a couple of blankets that you roll together in a tight burrito. And then for the blocks, you can use a wall, you can use a stool, or you can just not use the blocks today. Now we will begin our practice down on our mats in a laying position, but on our abdomens. We'll start by grabbing one of our props, one of our pillows or our blanket rolls, and we'll put it perpendicular to our bodies. Now, you might want a surface or a prop that's a little sturdier because we want the pressure on the abdomen. We want our prop to be pressing back against the body. We'll start to lower ourselves down onto our prop and place it in between the hips and the lower rib cage. Now you may want to grab a couple of blocks or another pillow or so, or even just stack the arms, so that we can bring the face down onto something comfortable. Once we have found our comfortable place here, we'll close the eyes or allow the vision to be soft. And we'll bring our attention inward to our breath, letting the rest of the world drift away for a little while. It'll always be there at the end of our practice. We'll start to deepen our inhales, and we'll start to lengthen our exhales. Slowing down our breathing as we start to quiet the mind and still the body. We'll bring another large breath in through the nose and let it go as an open mouth sigh. We'll start to walk the hands in towards the body, keeping the hips or the abdomen down towards our pillow. We'll start to find a baby cobra shape, just nice light weight in the hands, finding length through the top of the head, reaching long. With our exhale, we'll lower the abdomen back down towards our block or our prop. And we'll do 2 more like this. Inhale, to lift the upper body, light weight in the hands, reach long through the spine. Exhale to soften. And one more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Now we're going to scoot towards the left side of whatever prop that we are on, if there is a left to scoot towards. Now bring the left knee up and out towards the side of our mat. We'll find a half frog pose. We can point to the toes out towards our left side, and we can stay up on our forearms, or we can start to lower down again. Gently pressing into our left knee to find some activation through the inner thigh. Maybe even squeeze the glutes a little bit. And if we have lowered down, we'll start to lift up and move our arms to more of our Sphinx pose. So the elbows are in nice and close towards the rib cage, towards our prop. The palms are down towards the mat. And we're going to find a little bit of mobility here and strength by lifting our left heel up off the mat and bringing it back down. Squeeze the glutes, lift the knee, still pressing the hips into the earth, into our prop, and lower it down. Lifting that foot as high as it will go. If it does not lift, that's okay. Still find the body movement. Squeeze the glutes. Envision that foot lifting up off the mat. What muscles would you need to use to get it up there? We'll do one more time. Lift the left heel up off the mat. And we'll lower it back down. Now our right hand will come between our prop and our left hand over towards the left side of our mat. We'll soften down so that our shoulder comes towards the earth or floats just over it. We'll stack our left hand on top of our right, and then we'll find a gentle twist by opening that left hand up and over the body, and we'll gently roll along our prop to lift the chest up towards the ceiling. And we can bring our left arm to a cactus or diagonal away from the body, or if it lands on another prop, that is great too. Gently turning the eyes over towards that left hand to continue the twisting motion. And if you would like, you can lengthen the left leg fully long, or you can keep the left knee bent. And we'll slowly start to close our twist. Bending the left knee, if we took it out long, coming back to that half frog pose. And then we'll extend our left leg towards straight down our mat. And again, we can scooch over towards the right side of our prop. We'll do this frog pose on the other side. Bending the knee, drawing the knee up in line with the hip. The right toes will point out to the right side. Gently pressing the hips into the earth. Pressing the right knee into the ground to find that activation of the inner thighs and the outer glute. And we can stay up on our forearms, or we can start to soften down again. we'll start to lift the upper body and move to our Sphinx arms. So the elbows are in nice and close to the rib cage, nice and close to our prop. The palms are down towards the floor. And we'll find our mobility on this side. Pressing into the right knee, squeezing the glutes, send the hips into the earth or into our prop, and we'll pick up our right heel. Set it down. And we'll lift and lower some more, moving at a pace that feels right to you. We'll lift the heel one more time. Hold it here. And then we'll set it down again. Now we'll thread our left arm towards the right side of our mat and bring the right arm on top, moving to our gentle twist by lifting the right arm up and over the body, turning the chest towards the ceiling and the eyes towards our right hand. Now again, we can kick the right leg out long to our side, or we can keep it bent. And we can move this right hand up at diagonal, at a cactus, or wherever it wants to land. And we'll slowly start to untwist. Lift the right arm up and over the body in a half circle. Plant it down, unthread the left, and I'll extend our right leg towards straight. Now from here, we'll start to press into the hands, lift onto the knees, and we'll move to a wide-legged child's pose. Now we can keep the props where they are, and again, soften the chest onto our props. We can move them out of the way, or we can bring the legs together and use maybe a different prop to tuck in between the hip creases and to settle the abdomen over top, taking the arms out in front of the body, and finding a comfortable place to rest, softening the chest towards the floor. We'll again start to lift the body back up out of our pose, walk the hands in, and we'll move our blocks out of the way, our props out of the way for a little while. We'll make our way around on our mat. We can either cross the ankles or walk the feet around in one direction and the hands around in the other. We'll scoot towards the center of our mat, and then we'll lay back. Now making sure that our low back is nice and firm to the earth as we walk our heels in. We can lift the hips, roll or tuck them forward, and set the hips back down. Now from here, we'll lift knees into the chest and give them a nice big squeeze, lifting the back of the head off the mat. Rolling into a ball, we can find a little rocking side to side, forward and back. We'll come back to center and drop the back of the head back down to our mats. Letting go of the legs, we'll reach the feet up towards the ceiling like we're going to step on the ceiling. We can bring our hands down to either side of the body, or we can use the hands to hold the legs here. We'll start to wiggle out the feet, point and flex the toes, circle out the ankles. And then we'll bend the knees again and take the knees out past the rib cage. We'll move to our happy baby here. We can either wrap the hands around the pinky side edge of the foot, gently pull the knees down past the rib cage, or we can take our peace signs, our pointer and middle finger, on each hand around our big toe and find a toe lock, and gently pull down towards the floor. Now, if this feels good, that gentle pulling down with the open knees, you can stay here, or you can start to find a little rocking side to side, or you can find any other movement that's feeling right in your body today. We can extend one leg out long, and then the other, or we can rock and roll around. Even move to a plow pose or a shoulder stand if that is within your practice. Good. Well, let go of the legs. Keep the left knee to the chest as we extend our right leg up towards the sky. And we'll nice and slowly let that right foot drift down towards the mat. Now we'll turn the knee out to our left side and the foot in towards our right. So we have the inside of our shin pointing towards the chest. And we can find a little rocking side to side or a little circling of the hip. Good, we'll let go of the bottom of our left foot so that our shin is back in line with our right leg. And then we'll guide that left knee across our right side for a gentle twist. We can extend our left arm out to the side. Then we can take the eyes to follow it, or the eyes can stay up. We'll untwist, bring the left knee back in for another big squeeze to the chest. And then we'll bring the right leg up, hug both knees in. And we'll keep the right knee at the chest as we reach the left leg up. Nice and slowly like before. We'll really take our time as we let our left leg float its way down to the mat. Good. A nice big squeeze to this right leg as we start to find that internal hip rotation, bringing the foot in a little closer to the body, and we can rock the hip side to side or find some circle motions. Then we'll let go of the bottom of the right foot. And we'll start to guide our right knee across the left side of our body, moving to our gentle twist on this side. We can reach the right arm out, and we can follow the right hand with the eyes, where the eyes can stay up towards the sky. We'll gently roll back to center, untwisting as we bring the right knee in for a big squeeze. And we bring the left leg back in for a big squeeze. We'll start to rock side to side. From here, we're going to make our way to standing. So we can roll all the way onto one side, press the hands into the earth, and lift to standing from there. Or we can move the hands to behind the knees and find a forward rocking and back to find the momentum to bring us up onto our feet and to our Tadasana pose, our mountain pose. We'll bring the feet underneath of the hips, pick up the toes, spread them out wide, and set them back down. We'll lift the top of the head up tall and then sweep the arms out to our sides. Now we'll bring our left arm out in front of the body and we'll sweep our right arm underneath, connecting the elbows together, and then we can bring backs of hands or fronts of hands together. If the hands are nowhere near each other, bring the hands to the shoulders instead, and we're going to kind of walk the hands around as much to the mid-back as we can, so the elbows are no longer stacked, but just off-center. Whichever variation you're in is a wonderful variation. If you're in this eagle arm variation, and you don't quite feel a stretch in the upper back, start to press the hands away from the face, which will start to open up the shoulders a little bit more. Now again, whichever variation we're in, we're long through the top of the head. And then we'll start to curl in towards the belly button, rounding through the spine. And then lifting back up. We'll do two more like this. Exhale to round and roll. Inhale to lift. One more time. Exhale to round and roll. Inhale to lift. Good. We'll extend our arms out nice and wide and roll the shoulders around. Wiggle out the arms, resetting through the body. Again, we'll press into the feet. Lift tall through the top of the head as we reach our arms out nice and wide. This time our right arm comes out first. Our left will swoop underneath, connecting the elbows. We can bring backs of hands or fronts of hands together, or we can bring hands to the shoulders and start to walk them around. Reaching tall with the top of the head, with our exhale, we'll curl in towards center. Inhale to lift. Really pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. Exhale, curling in. Inhale to lift. Exhale, curl in towards center. Inhale to lift. We'll reach the arms out nice and wide to our T again. And then we'll heel toe the feet out once and then twice. So we have a wider distance between our feet than we do from our hips. We'll turn towards our left side, lifting the right heel as we do so. We'll turn through center to our right side, lifting the left heel. Now we can speed it up a little bit and let the arms sway out to the sides. We can even allow the hands to gently come around and tap the body. And we'll let the arms run out of momentum, coming to rest by our sides. Now what we will do next is our puppy pose. So if you have some blocks or some books to do this pose on our knees, that's great. If you don't have any props, you can do this pose standing up against a wall. I'll show that version first, so I don't have to get up again. But if we're doing it on a wall or on a countertop or a stool, we'll place our hands out in front of the body, and then we'll walk our feet back so our shoulders are no longer stacked over our hips. We've kind of got this backward motion. And then from there, we'll start to bend or hinge at the waist so that we can reach the chest through the arms down towards the floor. We can find a little wiggling side to side of the hips, slight bend to the knees. And then if we are setting up on the floor with our props, we'll do essentially the same setup. We'll come onto our knees, place the blocks out in front of the body, walk the knees back so that we are reaching for the blocks. We can tuck the toes under or keep the tops of the feet down. And then we'll start to soften the chest through the arms down towards the floor. And you can walk your legs out further or walk the knees back so the hips are up towards the sky to get more of a stretch. But whichever variation we're in, we'll take a few deep breaths here. Pressing into our hands, we'll start to round or tuck our chin into center to press back through the spine to walk us up out of this pose. Now, if you're standing doing that puppy pose against a wall or against a table, you can stay standing and move to a mountain pose. If you're down on your mat, you can either curl back into a child's pose, or you can make your way down to lay flat in a shavasana. Whichever variation we're in, we're just going to close out our practice with a little bit of deep breathing, with our little breath work. Whichever variation we're in, we'll find length through the spine, reaching the top of the head long, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. We'll close the eyes, or allow the vision to be soft. We'll bring a large breath in through the nose, taking a few more sips of air at the top, and letting it go as an open mouth sigh, pressing the full breath out. Do two more like that. Breathing in through the nose, taking a few more sips of air at the top, and then pressing the full breath out from the mouth as a sigh. One more time. In through the nose. Couple more breaths in. And an open mouth sigh to let it all go. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy. Thank you.